I met him one holiday through my cousin of which was dating one of his boys, and we went on holiday to my cousin's home in Leondale. Okay, so my cousin had a cousin that wasn't my cousin, in the sense that that cousin came from the mom's side, and the mom was not biological to us. It was an in-law. It was my cousin's mom's niece. So she was related to my cousin, but not me. You get that related. She wasn't my cousin, but she was my cousin's cousin. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying, right? If you don't, y'all, who cares? Like, at this point, it's my cousin's cousin. So one holiday we go and we visit my cousin's cousin in Leondale, who was our age. We were all in like the same grade. And that holiday, that's when I met this guy. And then basically the rest was history. So because my cousin stayed with her boyfriend while I left mine, I moved out and I didn't tell him. So we didn't even dump each other. He kept on hassling my cousin. On some ways. Karabo, I went Kohabona and she moved. Like, I want my woman back. Like, I'm hurt. Like, where's Karabo? I miss her. Like, come on. And my cousin was like, if Karabo does not want me giving you her number and her whereabouts and her address, I'm not giving you her number and her whereabouts and her address. I was low-key sad about that, but I felt an importance to handle him. So I did not say to my cousin, don't be so harsh to him. I'm in love with him. Give him my number. We need to get back together. I didn't find a need to do that. I was so resolved to handle this guy because of the fact that he loved me like a fat kid loves cake before he took my virginity. And then afterwards, he acted like literally I can't do nothing wrong. Karabo. Manje, I own you. He felt like he had tattooed his name on me. And it was irremovable, this thing. There was no eraser. So I need to now just take all his trash, including his lack of love, how cold he gets, how aloof, how despondent I feel, and how la-di-da he is in the climate of all that despondency. I felt like, as in, I might only be a teenager, and I might not be a virgin no more. But I've got the power. I've got the power! I said I've got the power. I left that guy. It was a power trip. It was a show of power. Leaving him was like Kim Jong-un out here sending ICBMs over South Korea. Just cause he can. It was like Xi Jinping out here flying over the airspace of Taiwan. Just a show of power. It was like a Chinese spy balloon in American airspace. I just wanted to show him that I can. I did not release any artillery, nothing, just to show him, Uguti, I might be some teenage girl that's hung up heavy high in love with the guy that took her virginity. But me, when I wanna walk, I can walk, brother. I can walk. Don't go and pride yourself in taking my virginity and think you can treat me like anything anyhow. I left him high in love. I was so in love. I was still so in love with him. I was still beside myself with adoration. I was in love. I was so in love with that guy that years down the line, when now I was dating the guy that I dated for 5 years, I was still out here looking for his content. Content. And I speak like that only because I do content, but I was looking for his stuff, his uploads, pics, photos on Facebook. I was still like I was basically cyber stalking him. I didn't really want to get back together with him, but I wanted to see what he did with life, and I was always comparing myself to the woman that he ended up with, the girlfriend that he married and whatnot. I was still out here scrolling, not because I wanted him back, but because I just wanted to see what the guy that I love is doing with life. I never stopped loving him. I literally never. Well, I mean, I did. I don't love him anymore. It took, I don't know how long it took. It took me coming to Christ, I think. Yeah. I think it took me coming to Christ. No, it didn't take me coming to Christ. It took me seeing all of his witchcraft once I came to Christ. Witchcraft is a turn-off, y'all. It's just a turn-off. I kid you not, like a lot of the people that I love, I don't love anymore because baloya. Like it's just it's so off-putting. So that's how that guy lost me. That's how he lost my heart. But he lost me physically first. And I still continue to look at him. When the next guy that I was with, the whole time that I was with this next guy, I was always thinking about him. Did I have regret? Maybe to a certain extent, but also power. Like I said, Taiwan, I'm flying over that airspace because I wanted to show that I was the prize. I was the thing here that was sought after. I was the thing here that was the gem. I was the wonderful creation in his life. And he treated me like I needed him. Oh, I found a boy that I love more than you ever did me before. So stand beside the river I cry and let your self down. Look how you want me now that I don't need you. I ain't yours for the taking. You must be mistaken. Look into your eyes and settle for wrong when I know the right. Like that Adele song. That's how I felt, right? Because he acted around me like, oh, I need you. Like, I can't deal. I'm sutured to you by the soul tie of sex. And I've never been with anybody else before. You took my virginity, oh baby. Baby, please don't go. And I determined to one day sing him, I found a boy who I love more than you ever did me before. So stand beside the river I cried and let yourself down. Look how you want me now that I don't need you. I ain't yours for the taking. I treated him like that, and it gave me a juice, a bolt, an electric jove. To hear my cousin being like, your boyfriend keeps asking Oko guy, and then like him, I'm not gonna give him your number unless you give me permission. I mean, it's within your prerogative. You got veto power, babe. Go to him or not. And I was like, Matochele high and dry in the desert. Let him aja roll around in the Kalahari. Because I was that hurt. I really was. I was afflicted by the fact that every so often he would say stuff like, don't say you love me so much, you might just wear it out. You took my virginity, dude, not my dignity. Pumpele. Yeah, I walked. I walked. That kind of strength, I wondered where it was when it came to my ex-boyfriend for 5 years, because I would leave and struggle to stay gone until, of course, I learned until I learned that he was busy with me, got bring back lost lover. That's why I couldn't leave. But you know that song, Sam Smith? I like to sing it concerning how I am with relationships that don't make no sense. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. Don't come at me with nonsense and expect me to stick around. But you see, as we got older, guys taught themselves witchcraft, and so I stopped being good at goodbye. They're telling themselves that they're latching on to me. Yeah. You can be good at goodbye. Dump a guy and be strong. Not go back, no matter how much he tries. Until he teaches. Dump a guy and be very strong, no matter how much you love him. Because you know that you deserve better. You know. So even though you're still in love, I'm way too good at goodbye. Nah. Until they manipulate you with spells. That's why I can't stand witches. Like, yes, they steal autonomy, y'all. They steal people's autonomy. They force you to stick around in worthless relationships. They force you to embrace nonsense in your stride. Like, you take so much rubbish in your stride under them. You get made ipopai without the spinach to someone that deserves to be door slammed, yo. They deserve to be door slammed. Kodwa, Celine Dion. But you a history with the slamming of the door. And I told myself that never again would you come by. But then I looked at you and I was like, when is this world ever gonna end in my time with you since then? But if you touch me like this, and if you grope me like that, I guess I can't move on, cause it's all coming back to me. Cause you bring back lost love at me. You brought me back in, yeah, was I. Now it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. Miyugdampile njako tawabuya ngoba wasikoropel. Angazuk pumalana, gistranded ngiprisoner. Baby, why ungangekeli? Mfuna ukuchola kalula somewhere else, mara nongfuna wena back now. They steal autonomy. I can't stand them, yabazonda. Yes, like it, but history with the slamming of the door. And then he's like, it's coming back to me now. I heard from a friend today, and she said you were in town. Suddenly the memories came back to me in my mind. How can I move on? I can't. It turns out that I still love you time and time again. I said I'd never fall in love with you again. Here we are alone again. Didn't think it'd come to this. Good intentions, you had many. I know you did. I've come too close to happiness to have it swept away. You be done with a guy, and it's getting done, like as in you are finished, finito. Like, yo, the being done, ne, with these guys, with people, is so final. Like the way Korobela is so coercive. Like I'm actually just trying to highlight as a truth. It is so coercive and so pervasive. It's so encroachy. It so crawls up your skirt like a pervert that you will literally find yourself back deep in a relationship with someone that you were done with because it invests real recalled memories and emotions into you. Especially if you've been with them before, if you have loved them before, if you have fallen in love with them organically before without the use of witchcraft, it'll ride the wave of the fact that people don't really ever truly get over each other unless, of course, you murder my whole family, right? That's why we shouldn't recreationally date, because residual feelings always pop up. Like you be out here bumping into an ex-boyfriend and you're like confused because you let yourself, it's a soul tie, you let yourself go out like that. Korobela rides that wave. And so you will feel like it's your decision. It steals autonomy. You will thoroughly be done and then go through this level of ambivalence. Again, I go Janet Jackson, I batla bina, cause ke rata bina. Queen. Ke wena mo o dutse o done, you're filing your nails. And then next thing you go to bed and you wake up on this tip because of your Korobela. I heard from a friend today, and she said you were in town. Suddenly the memories came back to me in my mind. How can I be strong? I'd ask myself. Time and time I've said that I never fall in love with you again. A wounded heart you gave, my soul you took away. Good intentions, you had many, I know you did. I come from a place of empty hearts, and God knows that I've tried. Let me say that again. intentions you had many. I know you did. I come from a place that hurts, and God knows how I've tried. How I've cried. Sorry. Away. This is you just one morning all of a sudden. Good intentions you had many. I know you did. I come from a place that hurts, and God knows how I've cried. And I never want to return, never fall again. Making love to you, oh, it feels so good and oh, so right. How can I be strong and ask myself time and time? I've said that I'll never fall in love with you again. See, we are. Never fall in love with you again. Here we are alone again. Didn't think it'd come to this. And to owe that it all again with just a little kiss. You be Aja agreeing to meet him for lunch. Let's just talk, baby. And the only reason, not even baby, Karabo, right? And you are only humoring him calling you around the time when you miss him. Strangely, you start to miss him. Yeah. And this dude that you had door slammed. You be like, okay, we can have lunch. We're just talking. And then it becomes this part. With you again, boing, 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 boing. So here we are alone again. Didn't think it'd come to this. And to know it all began with just a little kiss. I came too close to happiness to have it swept away. Don't think I can take the pain. Never fall again. Kinda late in the game and my heart is in your hands. Don't you stand there and then tell me you love me, then leave again. Oh, shame. 'Cause I'm falling in love with you again. Hold me. Hold me. Say you'll never leave me. Don't ever let me go. Shame. Say it just one time. Say you love me. Shame. God knows I do love you again. Back together with Inja. You will literally get back together with an Anja. Utamubinela again. Tell me you love me again. Utamubinela kireka first party. You were determined to leave. A person that Archer treats you like nonsense has to be left, whether or not you got feelings for them. That's why the Bible says that we must not be transformed to the image of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of our minds. That we need to demolish arguments and every lofty pretension that it seeks to exalt itself above the knowledge of the Most High, and hold into captivity every thought to the obedience of Jesus Christ. So basically, your mind has to be renewed by what you ought to do. WWJD. You don't go back into rubbish. You don't moonwalk backwards. And when you wake up suddenly one morning, I heard from a friend today, and she said you were in town. Suddenly, the memories came back to me, Mama. Why do I miss him? You be getting back together with somebody that you had to leave. O tla bina pina ya Celine Dion. A re keneng ka mohara yo. A se nkeneng. O tla mo shapa ka tseketse ting 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 ting. Tseketse ting 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 ting. Tseketse ting 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 ting. Tseketse ting 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 ting. That's you. When he walks into the room. Kanjan. How do I feel like this about a guy that I door slammed that I had written off as nonsense? No. 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 Tick it ting 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 ting. Nights when the wind was so cold that my body froze in bed if I just listened to it right outside the window. There were days when the sun was so cruel that all tears turned to dust, and I just knew my eyes were drying up forever. I finished crying in the instant that you left, and I can't remember when or where or how. And I banished every memory you and I had ever made. But when you touch me like this, and you hold me like that, I just have to admit that it's all coming back to me. When I touch you like this and I hold you like that, it's so hard to believe, but it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back, it's all coming back to me now. There were moments of gold and there were flashes of light. There were things I never do again, but then they'd always seemed right. There were nights of endless pleasure. It was more than any laws allow. Baby, 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 if I kiss you like this, and if you whisper like that, it was lost long ago, but it's all coming back to me. If you want me like this, and if you need me like that, if it took long ago, it would listen to this to me. And if you need me like that, it was dead long ago, but it's all coming back to me. It's so hard to resist, and it's all coming back to me. I can barely recall, but it's all coming back to me now. Don't know how. Those empty threats and hollow lies. And whenever you try to hurt me, I just hurt you even worse and so much deeper. Well, words that just went on for days. When alone at last we'd count up all the chances that we lost to us forever, forever. But you were history at the slamming of the door, and I make myself so strong again somehow. And I wasted a bit any of my time on you since then. But you're history with the slamming of the door, and I make myself so strong again somehow. And I never wasted any of my time on you since then. But if I touch you like this, and if you kiss me like that, it was so long ago, but it's all coming back to me. If you touch me like this, and if I kiss you like that, it was gone with the wind, but it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back, it's all coming back to me now. There were moments of gold and there were flashes of light I'd never do again, but then that always seemed right. There were nights of endless pleasure. It was more than all your laws allow. Baby, 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 when you touch me like this, and when you hold me like that, it was gone with the wind, but it's all coming back to me. Give me like this, and when I see you like that, then we see what we want to see, all coming back to me. And the fantasies all, listen to this, then we see what we see. Then we see what we see, exactly. What we see, then you see what you want to see. The wind, and it's all coming back to me. See me like this, and when I see you like that, then we see what we want to see, all coming back to me. Fashion the fantasies. See me like this, and when I see you like that, then we see what we want to see, all coming back to me. The flesh and the fantasies all coming back to me. I can barely recall, but it's all coming back to me now. It's ridiculous. The part where it says the flesh and the fantasies all coming back to me, I can barely recall, but it's all coming back to me. Korobel, you just get dizzy. You're in a trance. Back to me. But it's all coming back to me now. Oh, baby, I love you. I realize. I do. I realize, baby. If you give me all this, if I forgive you all that, we forgive and forget, and it's all coming back to me. See me like this, and when I see you like that, we see just what we want to see, all coming back to me. The flesh and the fantasies all coming back to me. I can barely recall, but it's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. Not you like that. It's all coming back to me now.
It's all coming back to me now.
Because you end up like a zombie in The Walking Dead in the relationship. You end up grunting in the relationship like a zombie. Like, have you seen The Walking Dead?
Morning, baby. How was your day? I'm pregnant. I do. I'll marry you.
You end up a zombie.
I love you.
Okay. You end up zombies. Like, literally, you have no control over your own faculties. You are in a relationship where you are like,
Hello, baby. I love you too. I miss you. I'm 5 months pregnant.
it's all coming back to me. It's exquisitely pervasive. Korobela is pervasive. Like it literally will encroach up your skirt like the Celine Dion song. And you will think it's you. But you were history with the slamming of the door like we were done. You've made me repeat messages again and again and again. I see. So that boyfriend of mine, that one that I was in love with, of the first love, the one who broke my virginity, I never became a zombie to him on some type setup thing because he was too young and he wasn't using witchcraft at the time because of his youth. But as he got older, he got bitter because he saw me a couple of places where we all frequented, partied, jazz festivals and whatnot with another guy, and it made him really bitter. And then he decided to go and bewitch me to never get married and all that jazz because I just walked out on him. Because I was not about to be controlled. You see, a woman, a man, anybody ought to be able to walk out of a relationship where a person starts to take you for granted for any plethora of reasons, any suite of reasons. People should just be left to move on when they want to move on. When they want to go left or right, let them go. But witchcraft is this thing that coerces people to stick around being zombies, mindless drones in relationships until nothing gives. Until there is just so much coldness in a relationship, like roommates, yabanda. Until it's just this horrific, early in the morning, I put breakfast on your table. I make sure that your coffee has some sugar and cream, your eggs are over easy, your toast done lightly. All that's missing is that morning kiss you used to give me. Now you say the toast is sour. It used to be so sweet. Now you say the juice is sour. It used to be so sweet. Just a groaning, moaning, grunting person that has been held hostage by someone that brought them into a marriage with Korobel and then drop the ball somewhere along the way. I mean, they will literally put their best foot forward initially because they want you back. Oh, baby, when I see you in her arms, in his arms, show you that I love you ever since I saw you in her arms. I want you back. Yeah. In his arms. Like, as soon as he sees you in another man's arms, that's when he's like, leave him for me, will you come back? Like, just a possessiveness, a greed, a rapacity. Only for them to do just what they've been doing all along. Nobody changes. Everybody lies. unless they come to Christ. I had angst, Nami. In the beginning of my life, I wanted love but never received it consistently. Even though I was giving it consistently, it was all very confusing. It was like, but dude, how in the world you gonna want love? How in the world you gonna want ride or die? How in the world you gonna want respect? Reciprocity. And what have you? When you don't want to give, like you are a lesaga, a bag of potatoes that I'm walking around carrying. You're a taker. You're a taker. Selfish human race. And not everybody on earth is selfish, but finding the person who's not, shame. Needle in a haystack, haystack, haystack. Needle in a haystack. Ooh. Where you gonna find a needle in a haystack but through the one who is omniscient? Someone that's gonna know to give you the exact GPS coordinates of where that needle be at. Like, you need God. It's that basic. That boyfriend of mine that took my virginity, the next one after him, rubbish guy too. Reciprocity hard to come by. He was such a player. He was so busy all over the show. La saw it all over. And I was faithful to him. One time, my girls and I go partying together, and we happen to be in his neighborhood. And then he sees me, but I'm there with my girls. And my girls are with some other guys. We didn't have cars, so obviously we were being ferried through Soweto by some men, some dudes. I wasn't with any of them though. But we were partying with my friends, and not all of us mesi bambilwe. So I wasn't the only one otshwereng kerese, but the transportation certainly belonged to some males in these streets. Out here partying, ooms. And I'm in his hood. He's my boyfriend, fine. I don't owe him jack, right? We talk. He calls me when he wants to wada fish paste. I've got my own autonomy, my own independent life. If I want to go to a party, I get to go to a party. And here it is that I am in the gassy partaking. And then my boyfriend Roxa sees me. I'm in his gassy. And I didn't care because next time I wasn't cheating. I was there with friends who just happened to be there with guys. Yeah. Dude drives by with somebody's van. He didn't have a car either, but that day he was driving somebody's van. He drives by like boys in the hood, about to like shoot and stuff. And he and he looks at me and he's like, Karabo. I'm like, hi baby. Wenzani, what are you doing? I'm here with friends. I'm walking the earth. I'm existing. Oh, are you? What are you doing? Wenzani, I'm existing. And I just happen to be existing in your hood. Yo, he goes, so he was in this vehicle and he's like, I'm like, I'm with my girls, we're partying, and we just happen to be going through your hood. I knew he was a player and I was not about to humor any of that nonsense. He looked at me on some, he at me, like, you know, the yamam kopozi, that is very long, like he pulled it. And then drove off. Pizza paraffin. He at me and then pizza paraffini drove off. That was an irritation on his part for the prospect of me being out with anyone other than him. Other guys, maybe. Like, yeah, whereas I knew that he was busy. He's the one that I spoke about in one of my other videos who there were texts in his phone speaking women out here talking about how he drives them up the wall. Wada, just a lot of chlamydia text messages. They might as well have been chlamydia text messages like he wanted us to stop using protection. I was like, only busy with women being driven up the wall by you, I'm sure. He was like, but we medium. Oh, so with me, we go clean. with everybody else you protect. So you basically are just telling me, Uguti, I'm safe only because you're the only one that I'm doing it with like that. Like, yo, yes, these guys. Like, who's this guy? Kokom baby boy. Not Pharrell. Tyrese. He's like, to Taraji, yeah, I'm sleeping with other women, but you're the one that I love, and I'm probably gonna marry you. And she was content with that. Like, when you're busy dating in those kinds of streets. Yeah, I was on that tip with this dude. Joe. That same guy that was busy like that, when he sees me in the Gasi with my friends, he ngapeled me a very long and drove off with dust of Soweto Ajia landing on my face. I didn't care when I was a kid. Yo. As the attitude of my daughter, like I was like, how? I don't care. I had so much autonomy because remember, Sam Smith, I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. Yeah, and makes about damper, Joe. I didn't stay where I didn't want to be for too long. I didn't. I just moved on until I couldn't. Yeah, that same little baboon, I left him. And me and leaving guys, like the relationship just ending without us dumping each other. Yeah, he was all over the show. In the beginning, he was somewhat insincere. And then he got super serious and started like being serious about calling and texting and all that jazz. And then I go to varsity and he goes awry because he was a hood rat that was very uncomfortable with the woman studying at a higher learning institution. So when I matriculated, our relationship ended. Like, nobody dumped anyone. And he, of course, carried on dating high school girls. So I guess I got too old for him. He was older than me by 4 years. And when my little cousin was younger than me by 4 years. So he was older than me by 4 years. My little cousin was younger than me by 4 years. So he was younger than my cousin by 8 years. And a couple of years down the line, when I was dating my ex of 5 years, I came to learn that he was dating one of my cousin's friends from high school. I was like, that chick is a good 8 years younger than you. And when I was dating my ex, I was like, what, 25, right? At the time when they would, I started dating my ex at the age of 22. So I could have been like 23 or 4. It was not long into our relationship, the two of us. I'm 24 years old. So if I'm 24, this chick is, I get it, I am 4 years, yeah, she's 20. Like, she was 20 on the dot, 19 going on 20. And this ex of mine was 4 years older than me. He was my ex's age. So he was 28, dating a 19-year-old / 20-year-old girl. I was like, man, you love them fresh out of high school. You have to have them out of high school. And unfortunately, he would pass away 2 years later. But essentially, I dodged a bullet. And when he acted awry, I didn't chase after him. I didn't act a fool, because already he was never gonna last in my life, because he was all over the show. He was playing and I was just a kid. I wasn't looking for anything serious. I was not expecting. I wanted something serious from him, but I didn't expect him to be serious because I found him at busy. Plus, the guy that I was with before him was very, very serious with me, even though he had to pass me shade because he took my virginity. So for that reason, I knew that I could never ever get from him what I had in the other guy. And I was not naive, so as to expect it. So I was never expecting this dude to pop the question, be serious, start doing things that couples do. I didn't expect that from him. I knew that somewhere along the way I was going to move on from this guy and find something more stable. And so when I matriculated, I was like, I guess I had fun. I've drunk all my savannas and danced on the streets of Diepkloof with this guy. That time has come and gone. I'm at Wits now. Whatever. Sapumangu each other. And nothing ever brought me back. Nothing ever made me think about him ever again until his witchcraft. Because you see, it was always about me moving on with another person. He came to learn years down the line of my relationship with the guy for 5 years, and that's when he then started doing witchcraft on me to never get married and never be loved. Basically, I'm his for life even though I'm not with him. He passed away with that witchcraft hanging on his head, so he is paying dearly for it now. But the rapacity, the greed, is what made all that bring back Losava Korobela, or you are not going to be loved by anyone else except me. I have held you hostage. You are my thing lover. That witchcraft is the kind of stuff that'll make you think about an ex that you moved on from because you were with him when you were 18. You were with him when you were 16. You were with him when you were first year varsity, really. It comes and it goes. Pelelan. It's over. Gupelelana, it's over. Yeah, until the guy's like, but I was history with the slamming of the door. But now I'm coming back like it or not. Ha! Uzohlekiswa bantu la emgaqweni because you were determined to leave me and you came back. It's extremely intrusive. It's pervasive. It's a crawling up a skirt. It's creepy. And it makes people consider relationships that they rightfully left. Because if a person treats you like trash, you do good. You do well as a woman to leave even though your feelings are still very strong. Because people tend to put their best feet forward in the beginning of life. They're only going to get worse. So if you are already dealing with deal breakers so early, whether or not you are besotted like Mount Everest with a man, recognize that you will heal, baby girl. You will overcome, you will conquer, and you will fall in love where you are safe. You will fall in love where it is okay for you to just let loose, let go, let them hang. You properly will get to fall in love where it is that you are not in danger of somebody having no regard for your feelings. And the next thing you're going to be out just singing Beyonce's song. I care. I know you don't care too much, but I still care. Baby. I care. Another zombie girl. Okay, we zombie. Ah, sorry, had it, buddy. I ain't doing it. I ain't feeling it, neither am I touching it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. I don't know about you, baby, but I ain't doing it. I ain't touching none of that. It's dirty. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I am not singing a Mena ballad. I'm taking busy striving, heaving like I'm a pirate in Pirates of the Caribbean. Heave! Heave! Under Davy Jones. Slave driven in the pursuit of affection that you remember long ago. We used to be there and now it's absent like some truant in school. Lemon. These relationships where stuff starts out alright and then it goes awry later, I experienced them, okay? And then there would be the guy that I dated. All the other little funny weird 2-month relationships that I had don't count, okay? The guy that I dated for 5 years was then yet another one. Yeah, first we started our cool, taking me places I ain't never been. But then, I mean, when there is a but, and then when there's like an anticlimax, and then you use my cell phone, calling whomever that you think is at home. My ex-boyfriend started out, y'all, I thought I had hit a Jacques Paul. Do you know what I'm saying? Jackpot. I thought I hit a jackpot. Yo, this dude was them flower buying, invest, bend over backwards, lay himself flat, prostrate on the floor for you. I thought Uti this was it, lungs or child, because this is what I was looking for. This is where it is that I could invest all of my might, my energy, my splendor, every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears that I could ever invest in a relationship. We started out alright, guys. Like what? We used to work in the same sorokasi, and we would make lunch for each other, take turns each week, see each other every day, texting all day long, flowers, chocolates, like the whole nine. What? This dude flipped his life for me, changed his act, got himself in a bunch to a point where his family loved me. I was like, Lana, Hashem, because finally all of my effort in a relationship is paying off. Now there's reciprocity. I am finally in a space where a dude is not out here when I tell him I love him 20 times in 1 second. Is telling me, don't say so much, you're gonna wear it out. He was sticky on me like bubble gum. If anything, at some point I thought that maybe he was too clingy, but I realized it's what I want. I want the cling. Like we were tight, like bogart, like skinny jeans. Messy hair, somngang. For how long? Dog, sur. First we started our cool, and then he went awry on me, stopped enjoying my company. Stuff just went weird. Started passing me shade, started ignoring what I gotta say, like, yo, and I'm like, okay, I thought that maybe it is because something in his family really disturbed him, he's going through PTSD, but after a couple of years of him recovering, he never came around, and it was like, honeymoon phase, I want that honeymoon, like, please, somebody, why did my honeymoon go? Like, why? Yeah, I've been in angst all this time, on the come up, I've been in angst, like proper. I looked around at the world and I was like, I am a human being and I desire certain things as a human being. And I know that other human beings similar to me also desire certain things. So if we all want the same stuff, why under heaven are we just striving so much? Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we all just give each other what we each other want? We all want the same thing. We want love. We want respect, mutual respect, camaraderie. We want people to really invest in us, to take care of us, to have our back. We want people to give a hoot about us, right? We want that when we get sick, when we have the smallest little cough or the smallest little pink eye, a small little scratch, somebody will notice and they will literally drive you to hospital and sit with you for like 10 hours as you get checked out by medical staff. You want someone that when you've got the smallest little twitch, hey, they'll barge, like my ex-boyfriend. I was a fornicator, so we'd sleep in the same bed, and one time I was so upset emotionally by something that he did that I was like twitching, like literally just twitching in bed because of having just cried like a dog. And he like held me like the whole night, evidencing that he just felt so much like trash for putting me in all that PTSD. However, that same twitch never stopped every time I was too devastated by something he did. But the hugs stopped coming. The embracing stopped coming. If anything, he started being irritated. He started grabbing the blankets and just like going to the very corner of the bed to avoid. You're twitching. Please. Beyonce. She says that you see these tears coming down to my ear. She says that the tears come down to her ear. I just pictured it. Tears usually come down to the cheek. Tears usually come down to the cheek, or maybe the lip. So if they're coming to the ear, she's like, I'm so funny. Beyonce. I'm sorry, I'm so hot now. She's Beyonce. You see these tears coming down to my ear? Kushkuchi mega kalaza. She was crying like this. That's how much pain she was in. I'm sorry, I'm not sadistic. I promise you. No, there's a tear on my own face. Like, she's like, you see these tears coming down to my ear. I swear you like when I'm in pain. I'm sorry. You see these tears coming down to my ear. I swear you like when I'm in pain, yeah. You don't care, but that's okay. I care. I know you don't care too much, but I still care. Baby. She's like, you see these tears coming down to my ear. I swear you like when I'm in pain, yeah. Di ke le ditateng di gotha so go sho go gobetse.